So a good day today. I was actually very pleased with how I traded. A couple nitpicky things. Number one, I traded 4 stocks, which I wasn't supposed to do. I'm trying to, the idea is 1 to 3 most, but anyway, I had a great morning. Tried pressing a little bit and then had a loser, but I contained that loser. And if anything, I'll go through the winners first, but if anything, the loser was probably my best trade of the day. So I don't remember the exact order, but RJET was, I guess I would probably call this a little bit of a screw up. I saw it fading below that level. What are we at? 6. I saw it crack 6, so shorted that. Covered into this pull. Now, obviously, I only got a small portion of that pull, but, look, it grinds all the way back. Now, that was one miss because I wrote a note down to re-short at 6, but I'd actually walked away, didn't, and, that would have been a nice pull again. But, and then it kind of grinds all the way back. So, at this point, at 10:05, I'm like, oh man, I really blew this because it kept tanking. But, in hindsight, it came back. So, I'm happy with that. If I can take, 30 cents a share in minutes, I'll take that any day. So, BCEI, again, too quick. The biggest thing I'm going to work on is, and I say this all the time, if you watch these videos, you probably get so annoying, but I gotta work on letting winners work. Now, I shorted into this pull here. I cracked 7, covered half, and then I covered the other half when it ran back to 7. Again, in hindsight, it shits the bed right after that, but, this thing's been tough lately, and I was like, okay, I got 20, 30 cents again. I'm not going to let it come all the way against me. So, not a great trade, but I'll take it. And then SUNE was probably my favorite of the day, mainly because I was adamant about sticking to my plan. So, all morning, it was going crazy, and this thing's such a piece of shit. It's coming back. All the news is terrible. They're calling off deals. They're laying off people. I mean, eventually this thing will probably be $3 or something. But I did not short into this kind of pull right before the open, right around 9 o'clock. I wanted to, but I said no. I'm sticking to 10. I'll wait for 10. And then you can see this big move fills me and then pulls. Very happy with that. That cover, I got 70 cents, and the biggest reason I'm happy with it is I waited. I said, I don't want it unless it hits 10. And I, waited from 9 till, 9:30, a whole half hour. But when you're staring at it, that seems like forever. So that was my second favorite trade of the day. My favorite was ADXS because, even though it was a loser, because I kept seeing, I wanted, after this rush in the morning, and again, this one's going back, it'll be ugly at some point, but it came back to that 10:30 level, and then it pulled, and I missed it, and I was like, okay, if I can get back to 10:20 and get a fill, then I'll take that. So I had an order sitting here. These are 5-minute candles for 10, 15 minutes. Filled me. I'm like, okay, let's see if this can kind of keep pulling right here after the kind of the double top at red to green. And, I liked my entry. Now, it went against me for, 10 cents or 15 cents, maybe the most. And I covered. And I'm like, no, I'm done. I didn't do what I wanted it to do. My thought was it would double top, fail to go green, and shit the bed all day. It didn't. So I covered, and then, it goes all the way to touched 11 almost. And then hung around. I mean, I think some guys shorted this successfully today, but oh well. So that was, because of the fact that I stuck to my plan. It didn't do what I wanted. I immediately got out. I still had a great day, 3 out of 4 winners. This was very small, the size, because it was kind of like a lark. I was kind of like, let's try it and see if it fades all day. The one complaint I would have is I shorted it at 12:30. I told myself that. I'm like, it's the lunchtime low, midday, it's probably not going to crack. Wait, and if I hadn't made that trade, I probably would have waited for some of this action and then faded in late day and then would have been a winner. So even though I'm patting myself on the back for covering quick and following the plan, the biggest mistake was especially with, this is a momentum stock today. Shorting something like that at 12:30 is a bad idea. It might crack, but they almost never do. So avoid midday trading on new positions and on ads. It's one thing if you got something that's working and you let it ride through the day to see what it does, but that 11 to 2 area, I don't want to open positions. So overall, a good day. Can't complain. Oh, okay. I didn't know you